Welcome to Exploring Consciousness. Today we talk about the most beautiful subject, the subject of love in consciousness. My name is Alina Redenciuc, and today we are being joined by Anca Mazilu. She is the producer and presenter of the first ever show in relationship development on national TV channels here in Romania. And she's a NeuroChange trainer and an explorer of consciousness and love. Welcome, Anca.
Thank you very much for inviting me here.
Anca, is love a state of consciousness or just a chemical reaction?
Love is my favorite subject basically in the last, 7-9 years. I don't even know exactly. Love is all around us. It could sound basic. It could sound a quote from Facebook or from Instagram. But once you have reached this state, you will never go back. Because the chemical reaction that we call in general love, that is chemistry, that is we don't have chemistry, no, we are basically using this word. That is also a reaction to the other person wanting you or running away from you. These are only triggers, and these are only consequences of some unhealed past. It's either wounds or memories or all kinds of things. But love is a state of consciousness, and we are not talking about love only in couple, only you and me forever, not only in that, but we can talk about love in absolutely anything that we do. From the way we drive our car and we enjoy it, to the way we are working, because you can do your work in love, or you can do your work like, oh, I have to go again to work. So you are out of love in that case. You can talk to your parents in love, or you can talk to your neighbors in love, no matter the situation. And this is not an ideal point of view, but it is a state that we all want to live from morning to evening, because we can reach that no matter what the day could bring us, no matter the harshness of various situations. So love, yes, is a state of consciousness and a state we all want to reach.
Is it a state hard to reach? Is it difficult to obtain love?
It is hard to reach if we are thinking that love will be that unique feeling that only a person, a partner, is able to bring in our lives. If we are putting this coat of the hero of love, the hero who is saving my life, who is fixing my financial problems, who is fixing my unhappiness, who is fixing whatever other trouble I might have, yes, love is very difficult to find, to develop, and to keep, because that is not love, but we are fooling ourselves. From the point we understand that everything is love, we will become the creators of love. We will find that the generator of love or hate or happiness or unhappiness is inside of us, and we will start creating it. And I will no longer wait for my future partner or for my partner or for my former partners. I will not wait for them to bring me love, but I will be love, and they will only bring that lovely plus that we all wait from beginning of a couple.
Did you ever have a breakthrough moment, a special moment where love impacted you in a special way?
Yes.
Personally?
Yes, I did. And I thought love impacted me, but it was my misunderstanding of love that impacted me, basically. I was exactly the person that I was talking about earlier, thinking that love can come from somebody, not within myself. And I was putting all my hopes, dreams, whatever, or my failures from before, I was putting on the shoulders of a certain person, a random person in the end, because we are all meeting randomly. And I just picked a person from the crowd and I said, you will solve my life. You are the savior of my life. And that was the moment that impacted me the most, that brief relationship, several months relationship, that brought the worst in me and the worst in a relationship, so that I could be on the end of the hell, on the bottom of the hell. And that was the moment that I was able to understand what I didn't understand until that moment. I had the chance to ask myself the questions that I never had the patience, the calmness, the stillness to ask, to find the answers, and to find my way out in light and in love. So yes, I did have a relationship like this, but it was not a relationship of love. It was a relationship of illusion, a relationship of Hollywood construct, of a form of romance that was built in my own head and in, I don't know, it was, you know, that lie that we keep telling us that next time will be better. No, it will never be better. It will always be the same person, come dressed in a different body, in a different name, putting you through similar situations until you will have that moment that you sit and ask yourself, not what kind of curse am I carrying that I keep staying in this rat's wheel, but you will ask yourself, what is the common point among all these persons that are coming in my life and are making me suffering at the same level? So the common point is me. So you swipe everything around you and you stay with yourself and you understand how wrong you are looking at love. And that is the breaking point.
So we are confusing love for something else.
Yes,
many times.
Most of times we are confusing love, and Hollywood has a very big importance in that. If you're looking, for example, if you are asking on YouTube, if you put romantic love, what is there? Soft music, there is always violin, there are always rose petals, and we are looking one into each other's eyes and love at first sight is happening. No, that's chemistry. Love is happening between two partners, is happening in time. And that is one of the first lies that we are being told. That from the very beginning you have to click, and everything, if there is no sparkle, if there is no huge chemistry, if there is not that love at first sight, there is no passion, crazy passion in the beginning, there will never be something else. I'm not saying that is not great to consume, but we have to be aware that we are consuming that. You know, that's a shot of something. We are consuming it. We know long term is not good, but we still enjoy it. But we know very well what we are doing. But if we want refreshing, nurturing water, we need to understand that sometimes, yes, it could be a bit warmer than we would like. It could be tasteless in other times when we don't understand water very well. And that is the main difference. But water and the shot of a liquor are not the same. The shot can be enjoyable and enjoying and can even give you a headache the second day. But water is the one keeping you alive and keeping you flourishing. This is my parallel with love and water. Is that.
So it seems that love is actually something that we should easily access only if we turn on the right direction. So Einstein even was saying that the only thing we cannot control is love. Have you ever found love in a most unexpected place?
Yes, and I love this thing that the love is the only thing that we cannot control, because we have to be aware, and this is why we are living wonderful times, because we have access to so much information, and we have to understand that we don't love ourselves sometimes in the way we would love to love ourselves. So I don't understand myself all the time. So why would I expect that somebody from outside of me, who grew up for several years in a different environment, in a different education, different country sometimes, different language, different culture, will come all of a sudden, poop, will pop up when I'm 35, and this person will fulfill all those gaps that I haven't found myself about me yet. So this is one of the first myths that since a very young age we should understand, that somebody from the outside, no matter how much and deep and genuine will love you, there will be moments that will not love you the way you want to be loved, will love you in a way you don't understand, or they will even hate you. They will not like your behavior. They could despise your, I don't know, reaction. But this doesn't mean that the background of the love between the two persons is disappearing. No, I can tell you that I hate what you just did. I still love you, but in this moment I really don't like you. And the love is still there. But we need to, I think we need to reach a certain level of consciousness and self-consciousness to make these differences between the two things. I want, because I'm giving you my example. 15 years ago, for example, if something minor was being done to me, I was able to run away and to break up for no reason, to grab my things and go. And at the time, I was not able to understand that, yes, that was a despicable moment. But this doesn't mean that we need to break up for that. We need to talk on that, we need to understand, and we can fix it.
So what if the most painful relationship is actually a spiritual invitation to awakening?
This is exactly how I have treated my most painful relationship. Like, I know it sounds weird, because before I was looking weirdly at people who were saying that my disease was my benediction, this super bad relationship was again my breakthrough moment. Yes, relationships come into our lives to mirror what there is inside of us, and to mirror and emphasize, because sometimes we don't see what we are doing wrong in the first relationship of a kind. And guess what? The second one comes amplified. And usually the third one is really kicking us. And we have several options.
And that is following the same pattern.
Yes, exactly. And this is why I'm saying is mirroring us and emphasizing whatever there is inside of us we don't want to see, we want to deny, because it is never nice to see that the evil is inside of us. It's never nice. It's so easy to say, you're to blame. It's because of you, because you lied, because you did, because you cheated, because you promised and you didn't keep it, because you. Or you and your mother, you and your family. But it's never like that, because the real question is, why am I allowing this? It's not I'm attracting bad people, it's I'm allowing bad people to come close to me. If I know from the very beginning that, and men especially, they are like an open book. They are coming in the very beginning and they are telling you the worst part in them. And guess what? We want to save them. We want to heal them. We want to, whatever, that it is not our duty. And that will bring us a lot of sufferance. We will never heal them because, again, it's not depending on us. And most of the times, these men are coming just for a brief period, but long enough to give us the chance to understand why they were there, and why, what in me allowed you to hurt me in the way you did. And again, we are going back to the lies that we are telling to ourselves. You know, he is like this. It will pass. He promised this will not be repeated. He looked into my eyes and it seemed real, even though the reality was showing you, he was promising you the sun, and in reality it was such a dark night. And yeah, because we want to believe in this Prince Charming, and we are putting the tag of Prince Charming to whoever is willing to stay a while around. But the real Prince Charming is exactly in that person who is not coming on a white horse, is not the knight with a sword.
With a shining armor.
Yes, it's never that. The Prince Charming usually is that person that allows you to be yourself, to be strong and vulnerable, to be beautiful and ugly, to be sexy and repellent at the same time, to be smart and stupid, to know it all and to know nothing. That is Prince Charming, the one who allows you to be exactly the way you want to be and you need to be to grow up. And I think this is one of the first signs that we understand if a relationship is good or bad for us. Is this relationship taking the most part of my thoughts and of my worries? Am I sleeping well at night? Am I checking anxiously my phone? Is this love nurturing or destroying me? Because only us, we have the answer. We don't care about Instagram filters and what we want to say in front of everybody and in front of the world, in front of the family and friends. We know very well when we are looking at ourselves in the mirror, we know that this relationship is destroying us, or this relationship is the place to be. We just know. I have never met somebody to say, I had no idea. No, everybody knew from the very beginning, but we ignore this. I don't know. We ignore this usually this certainty that we have because maybe we are too lonely. Maybe we really have some things to tick on our list. I need to be with somebody, I need to be married, I need to be a mother, I need to be whatever. Maybe that person that is giving us the privilege of being around us has a status who could accomplish a big step in our life. You know, this guy, he has, I don't know, he has a great social position, or he's earning a certain amount of money. So I don't care that he is treating me like I didn't exist, or he never keeps his promises, he's never doing what he's saying, he's diminishing me. But through this man, I can achieve my goal. But I know from the very beginning that this is not the relationship I will bloom into. We just know. We need to ask the right question, and we need to listen to our intuition and to follow it.
There is also lately, there is a certain way of thinking like, I'm going to look for something better, but yes, it's good in some areas, but I would like a person which is even better in these areas. So this person which I found, it's romantic, it's giving me space, it's giving me time. However, is not giving me this or that. So I need to look for a better person. How do we stop from searching always a better person? How we do we stop and we say, this is good enough for me?
And not to
So,
settle, you know,
not
you're
to settle,
here, you can,
but to say, yes,
I
this is the
I
right,
finally found you.
Person.
Yeah, I don't think we should stop from looking. We should stop and ask ourselves the question, what am I really looking for? What do I want? How do I want my life to be? How do I picture myself in life? How do I picture my life? And only after, with what kind of person next to me I can accomplish, I can go there. Because if you have no clue about your life, of course you will take the sailor. The sailor is taking you to the seas, but you realize that you like the mountains. And after that, you're taking the guy who is taking you to the mountains, and you enjoy that, but you realize that you want to be in the city, and you're going after the one in the city. And this is a very beautiful metaphor for a woman who doesn't, or for a man, because it can happen in both ways, but it's more often on women that don't know what they really want. If I know that I want, and I'm picturing this for my life, I want to live by the seaside, I want to live in an urban area, I want to have this kind of lifestyle, I want to have time to read, to explore consciousness, to do a lot of things. I need this kind of person next to me. And this person will give me space and power and will encourage me to do all these things, because he will have he will have life principles according to mine, and I will have according to his. But if I don't ask myself what kind of life do I want, anyone interesting will be interesting for a short period of time until I start to focus on the differences and on the negative parts. Spoiler about life, everybody will have minuses, everybody will have negative parts, and there will never be a person that will fulfill 360 degrees your wishes, because guess what? You are nobody's totally, fully dream. There is always somebody more beautiful than you, more smart, more calm, better cook, better in bed, better whatever. But it's not about being better and worse. It is not about being the best version of myself. It's about evolving, not being the best version of myself. It's a very different meaning. It's about going deeper in a relationship and understand what I like about you and what I don't like about you. Some of them I could tolerate and accept because you are doing the same about me. And for the other stuffs, there is always a common way to fix. And there is another thing that is sustaining love besides respect. There is the main thing sustaining love is reciprocity. Because without reciprocity, there is no love. It's very simple. And it's not about accountability. I'm giving you 10, you're giving me 9, let's see who's giving more and less. No, it's a reciprocal feeling to see the other person happy. And if I'm waking up every single day, what could I do today in my time that I have to spend with a partner? What could I do to make him a bit happier? And if my partner is waking up with the same thought, guess what kind of relationship can be? It is a relationship in love, because I am here to offer. I'm not here only to take and to pretend from you.
Mm-hmm. Is this what we call a conscious relationship?
This is the only type of relationship that in which you can really find love and keep love in yourself, and to create this space called love between me, you, and our relationship. This is the only way. I don't see another way. I don't see the way, because I have lived, I think, all kind of fake loves. I promised and I dumped. I was promised and I was dumped. I cheated, they cheated. We did everything. We had the power fight. We had the financial fight. We had all kind of levels. And none of that is love. None of that is love. Love is the only space where we can talk about love is the space that I'm feeling safe and I know I can grow, and you're feeling safe and you know very well that you can grow. I'm sustaining your growth without losing myself, and you are doing the same. And I'm not talking about an ideal, I'm talking about I'm feeling blessed that I have found this kind of love, and I'm have been living in the past years, and I don't know how to tell people otherwise. This is the only way, through reciprocity.
Yes, there is also tendency as we go through time. In past times, love was being seen as I take care of you, you take care of me. So a woman that is taking care of, a wife is taking care of the house and the children. She loves the husband because she's taking care, she's showing this through her care. She's taking care of the house, of the children, she prepares a nice food. And this means I love my husband, and the husband is provider, he's providing. And nowadays we see love differently. So it is not about doing the physical things only for each other, but now we learn how to give space. That is a term which came more recently. We offer each other space.
It is just a term that came recently. Yes, you were talking before about the relationship between the provider and the take-carer. I mean, I'm hiring you for life to iron my shirts, and in exchange I will feed you. In this combination, of course, kids will come, the house will grow, all kind of stuff, the car will come in different levels. But this is more transactional, and this thing with marriage is coming from ancient times, where yes, the man had to take care of the woman by providing her. But we are not talking about love. We are talking about, and sometimes unfortunately, love and marriage are not going together. And this is why, because in times where families were arranging the marriages, the idea of this kind of romantic, impossible love came because the woman never had the chance to love the guy she wanted, the poet, for example, because he was poor. Or the guy didn't have the chance to love the lady he wanted because he wasn't at the level of the family of her. But we are talking about different social times. Now we are living the best times in history, as we know. And we don't need to be worried about the housing. We don't need to be worried about the food on the table, because women can provide this for themselves also. We don't need to be worried about survival. And this is my point of view. This is not the fight of women against men. Hey, we don't need you. We are in this side and you are on that side, and let's make war because we don't need you. It is not about that. Hey, I don't need you, you don't need me. But what about wanting to stay together? Isn't this a more beautiful point of view? And the man knows that I don't need him to be fed, and I know that I don't need him to be fed, and this is a wonderful point of start. It is not a point of starting the war, of power fight. I'm winning this, and I'm earning that, and I'm bragging, and I'm better than you, and I'm more powerful. Why? Why are we doing this? Just because inside of us there is a fight. But the moment we stop, we're going out of this field of relationships that we are calling love, in this crazy race about love. It is not about the race. Stay a bit with yourself. Ask again yourself the questions. What do you really want? And sometimes you don't know what you want, but you know for sure what you don't want anymore. I don't want, I don't know, him to promise and to break it. I want him, when he said He will be there at 10. He will really be there at 10. He will not call 2 hours after to tell me he's not coming or he will be late. And I don't know, a whole series of things. So from this series of things that we don't want any longer, we can easily get what we really want. And you were asking me if I found it and where I found it. Basically, it was very funny. About these several months that I had with myself, I did my list, and I think 95% of my list, I have found it in this Prince Charming that was not on the white horse. Prince Charming that came through a very nice friendship, that we've met through friends and came through a friendship, and it's from this friendship that there was the base of the relationship. I didn't want to be with him, he didn't want to be with me. We were just very good friends that were hanging around. And this was a very solid base that we have built the conscious love after. But it came also, everything came out of this clarity that I had on my list. And it was very funny that I have realized, I became conscious that this person was exactly like on my list in a moment that I was going through all kinds of papers, and I found the list. And I read it, and I said, whoa, this is magical. And I don't know if it is magical or not, but I think being conscious about what we want and what we don't want leads us much closer to love and is taking us out of any kind of deceiving relationships that we are calling love, unfortunately.
When you mention list, I found my list. Does
Yes.
that mean that you wrote down on your list, this is what I want from my
future
partner, husband?
I said future husband, because this is another thing. The words have a very big power of creation, as we know. And before, I was afraid of certain words, and I was avoiding. And women, the women that I'm working with, they are avoiding this marriage, marriage. I'm not saying it out loud because I could be taken as weak. No, you're not weak if you want to be a wife, if you want to be married, if you want to be loved. This is not weakness. This is the normality you want. There are women that are consciously choosing not to be in this kind of relationship. That's fair enough. As long as it is aligned with the moment they are putting the head on the pillow, not about the marketing they are preaching on Instagram. But because if you're preaching, I'm so well and I'm so fulfilled with myself, it's perfect, as long as on your pillow there are not traces of a huge amount of tears. This is perfect. So yes, I have done this list. I have made this list, how I would like him to be physically, how I would like to be in the behavior, how conscious I would like him to be, how I want to feel in that relationship, how I want him to be financially, how I want him to be in relationship with his own family. I also had a part where I put what I could not tolerate. You know, kind of, because everybody's coming with a luggage. Especially at a certain age, you don't expect people to be virgin in your life. They are usually coming with broken hearts, with divorces, with kids, with all kind of stuff. And I put on this side what I don't want. No matter how nice he is, if I found these features, it's a deal breaker because I cannot handle it. I have realized this about myself. And I had this lovely surprise that my list fit very well this good friend of mine.
That is amazing, an amazing story. Thank you for sharing. They say in the modern society that women awaken faster than men. So is this a myth? You have all this extensive experience with your show, Eu Pot. So you have met a lot of people. What do you think about this? Are the women awakening faster? And if so, what what should men do in order to shift their mentality and meet them in a common point?
I don't think they are awakening faster. I only think the awakening is put in the same pot with emotions, and women and emotions, women and emotions are compatible. Men and emotions are not as popular, correct? Mm-hmm. Because, and I think it's just about this, because men are thinking about financial growth. You will find a lot of men in the courses for financial growth, for how to scale your business, how to manage better your time, leadership, management, and so on. You will find men there because this is how they were trained to be, and this is how they are built to hunt and to provide and to bring the mammoth home. It doesn't matter if somebody is waiting for them home or not. Women are more emotional and more relational, and it is normal to look into the depth of things more and to give more importance to these things than men. But I don't think men should do something because they are lower. I think the moment both enlightened or not enlightened women and enlightened or not enlightened men will understand that only the complementarity will bring at love and happiness and functionality and fulfilling in a relationship, and they will stop fighting and comparing each other's muscles. That is the only moment that things can really grow and work. Because, okay, as a woman in my couple, I'm putting this as an example, okay? As a woman, I am more interested and I'm studying more in all kind of directions, not only about conscious love. We are very classical. He is very concerned about finance, about economy and stuff. But this doesn't mean that I'm not listening to what he is telling me, his researches and the stock market and all kind of stuff. And I'm telling him about the recent studies in neuroscience or whatever I'm reading, and he's listening, and very often he's applying. Why? Because he loves me, he understands that this is something important to me, and that he has seen that is functioning the moment we are putting this in practice. I'm giving you this, you're giving me this, so this is an exchange. The information he's giving me doesn't make it more or less important than the information that I am giving to him. We are putting these two information at the same level, and this is how we are both growing. If I'm looking at you like, oh, come on, you start again with that thing, or he is doing this to me, I can understand that we have a problem, and the problem is not about consciousness or growth. It is a problem of communication, of respect and reciprocity. So from my conclusions, it is never about the growth itself, about the science of growth, but it is something more deep, something fundamental, and we are going back to the roots. We are going back to reciprocity and respect.
And how do you maintain a conscious relationship during a conflict? Let's say that a conflict arises, something really impactful happens. What do you do?
Basically, what we need to do, and what we are doing also home, we are looking at the moment, like at the moment. I'm not saying that you are a horrible person, and not only saying, I'm not thinking, it's not in my blood. I'm not saying you are a horrible person, but I can easily say you did something horrible. What you did felt horribly to me.
So you separate the two.
I'm separating you from your action. And the moment we both understand that the action, we are here, I'm not fighting with you, the person that I love. We are putting your horrible action or my horrible action, we are putting it here. It's a third. And we are both, okay, let's see what we could do about this horrible action. Okay, now I'm smiling, but of course it's not like this. I'm making a bit of theater now. but we are both looking at this action, and we have to understand, first, sometimes you might not be even aware that you did something terrible. And I will explain to you why this thing felt so terrible to me. And because you have respect and reciprocity, the fundamentals of love, you will listen to me and you will say, whoa, it didn't cross my mind that it could impact you like that. I'm sorry it did. I will try not to do it again. I cannot even promise not to do it again, but I will do my best not to do it again. Mm-hmm. And I think this is the only way. And there is another thing, once you have talked about the stuff, to let it go. And there is this lovely secret, every day, to look at the person like you see it for the first time, not to drag conflict from one day to another, from 1 month to another month. No, the night passed, we solved the thing yesterday, or we talked about it, we slept on it, and the next day I'm looking at you with new eyes.
Mm. Do you also have a ritual together? Is there something that you would do, like, I would like you as my husband to take me out every week or every second week in a nice place. We dress up nicely and we go in this place, or we do something together, but we have to really do this together, to repeat. Something that you would organize yourself and do it regularly.
Fortunately, there is the two of us and the dog. So this is the easy way. We don't have kids. Mm-hmm. So this is the easiest way that you can function as a couple. Because the most of the times when there is also the kid, mm-hmm. you need to pay attention to the needs of the kid. The kid needs a lot of you. But we don't have that role. We only have the role of sweetheart for each other. So yes, we are going out often, and we are not doing it as a ritual, but as a normality. We travel, we are doing all kinds of nice things with reciprocity. But yes, it is very important to have this as a ritual if it is not in your couple, in the repetitive action of the couple. And there is another thing because now I just remembered from the complaints that women were coming to me in the courses, that the partner, the husband, is not fulfilling all their needs. And it is very much related to what you were saying earlier. Now we want the partner to be a god in bed. We want to be a billionaire. We want him to be the best driver, the best swimmer, to have a beautiful body, to be a good cook, to be sensitive at the same time, to go wild on the concerts with us, to dance Latino with us when we are in the mood to do that, to meditate together, to be symbiotic. But symbiotic from our point of view. We don't care about his part of personal desires. If he wants to go fishing, oh, come on, I'm not going fishing with you. I want you to give up on fishing and come meditate with me. So what I want from a partner, him to fulfill absolutely all my needs. And guess what? This is not possible. And this is why you're going to the next one and the next one and the next one. But if I don't find in this partner my confidant, why don't I speak what I have to speak to, I don't know, to a coach, to a paid person? Because in the end, the partner is not your psychiatrist, is not your psychologist, no? And if you really want to go wild in a Latino club, why don't you go with your group of friends? And you fulfill that need for yourself. Mm-hmm. If you want to play tennis, what in the world is telling you that he has to be passionate about tennis too? And you're either upset that he's not coming, or you're dragging him there and he's not willing to be there. I mean, this symbiotic thing that you need to fulfill all my dreams and wishes and to be there 100% of the time, you're like this. I think that's...
And it's your duty to make me happy.
And that's kind of horrible, because this is one of the lies that I was talking in the beginning. Nobody will ever, nobody and nothing will make you happy if you are full of unhappiness, of worries, of frustration, and so on and so forth. Once you have sat and you dealt with your own darkness and the light is blooming inside of yourself, you enlighten yourself, you find the love inside of yourself, and you find pleasure in all these things, in the Latino dance, in the tennis, in whatever you love to do by yourself, somebody will come next to you and will bring you more than what you already have. Will bring you nothing else. If you're unhappy, will bring you for sure more unhappiness.
No. What happens if we fall in love with that type of person that we really know that has a huge emotional baggage, and we can see from distance that there are a lot of unresolved
That is
things.
not love. That is not love. If you see from the beginning that, and I'm looking and I'm seeing, hey, that wounded person will will spill on me all his frustrations or his past. He has some unsolved past, which will become my present. Guess what? His past will dance in my living room. This person will deceive me, will promise me things he cannot achieve. Why? Again, the question is not, you know, love is like this. I've been there, so I know very well what I'm talking about. No, that is not love. That is chemistry. That is infatuation. That is sexual attraction sometimes. That can be solved. I like you. I know that I will like you for 1 hour, and this is it. You disappear. Because I love myself so much that I don't want to waste my heart with you, my soul. I'm not giving you my heart knowing that you will step on it. Why would I do that? I mean, this is about self-consciousness. It's not, I fell in love with you, you know, but you are so broken, I will fix you. No. Once you realize there is this, I will fix you, you run, you go fix yourself, because this is the only person you will ever be able to fix, and that needs to be fixed. Because every time you want to fix somebody else, guess what? You want to fix yourself. And stop fixing people around, because everybody is in charge with their own lives. That's not love.
What have you learned about love throughout the years from interviewing so many different people in your show? What did they teach you about love?
I've learned about self-love. That was the main plus that I gained with the show, about self-love, self-value, and self-respect. And I think when you fix these things, you will start to calibrate yourself differently, to propose yourself differently to the world, to the people you are coming in contact with, not only in romantic relationships, but also with colleagues and partners, business partners, neighbors, and so on, even with your family. And this is the most beautiful thing that I have learned about love, to look at myself first, to understand why am I doing what I am doing, why I react when I react, why am I tolerating things when I do. And when I understood all this, I can easily talk about love outside of myself. And another very important thing that I have found is the relationship with the divine, and that you cannot love yourself and love other people unless you have a very strong connection with the divine above you, inside you, and the divine in the other person. Because I have heard from one of my dearest teachers, Angela Staffi, I can quote her. She is saying something beautiful about I'm not about how to act in a relationship. She's saying something like, I'm not doing this for you, I'm doing this for God, I'm doing this to please God, and you're not doing this to please me, you're doing this to please God. And when the knot is tied in three, it's you, me, and God, things are going a bit otherwise.
Mm-hmm. But we are referring here to like selfless actions. When you say I do this for God, we
Selfless
refer
action.
this to being altruistic and
Exactly.
helping others.
And if we are going behind this statement, is that we are one in the end.
Mm-hmm.
If I want to hurt you, I will hurt myself in the end. If I want to please you, pleasure will come back to me. Mm-hmm. This is the circle, basically, what I'm cultivating. And why is this the relationship with the divine brought in this action? Because sometimes I'm looking at you and I'm holding grudges from yesterday, and I remember what you did last week, and all kind of things that are making us human in the end. And I'm holding grudges, and if sometimes I could do this nice thing to you, but I don't want to, because I want to despite you. And if I'm looking at God, I'm looking at the divine in you, but I have to see it outside because I cannot even look at you. This is how much I don't like you in this moment. I'm doing this for the divine in you, and I'm cultivating what I initially wanted to cultivate and what I want to receive. I cultivate love, I cultivate respect, reciprocity, and I think this is a very important key.
Did you meet a person that impacted you, that impressed you in a certain way in regards to love?
Like a teacher or a person?
Teacher or a person that simply brought love in a special way or impacted you with an action related to love.
I will talk again about my partner. I think his relationship with me. I think he is the most respectful and the most loving person that I have ever seen, in the way that there are so many small things and gestures and those small things that if you're not conscious, you don't even notice. Mm-hmm. And this is the kind of selfless love he is bringing. And I have noticed that love and respect also with his origin family, the family of origin, with his parents, with his sisters, there is this kindness. And I think this is because until I have met him, I've never seen this kindness, the kindness in love, all kind of small things. I don't know, and I'm not talking about he's bringing me the coffee in bed, all this kind of stuff. I'm not talking about that. There are so many small details that even today, after so many years, and I'm saying, wow, this is so kind, this is so touching, this is so nice. And I think in him, they are saying that we are born, we are wounded in a relationship. We are born from a relationship, wounded in a relationship, and healing in a relationship. And I think this kindness in his love brought me a lot of healing.
That was leading us to the next question. Is love healing? Does it bring healing?
Yes, love really brings healing, and not only emotional healing. Mm-hmm. You were talking about the show and about a lot of specialists. I had there a lot of medical doctors who were saying that they did brain surgery, and the difference between a case miraculously recovered and the case that had all the premises to go very well, the difference between these two were the persons that were holding their hands. And he was saying that they were saying, because several specialists told me this, that if you have somebody to love you, to fight with you and for you, will bring you healing. And even if somebody is holding your hand, but you don't feel that love, the energy of love and the connection, even with a mild physical sufferance, bad things can happen. Mm-hmm. And I have seen this miraculous healing in even in my family, when I have seen the love that my mom received from my dad in her recovery after a stroke. Basically, this kind of love brought her back and put her on her 2 feet. Mm-hmm. And yes, I can affirm. And I have another example, is an example of a life happily lived, of 2 people that have lived for 60 years in love, in respect, raising a beautiful family with kids, grandkids, and so on. And in their 90s, she passed away in her sleep. Suddenly, everything was okay the night before, but she passed away. And her husband left after 2 weeks from her funeral with no apparent condition. He just left with his wife because they have lived hand in hand and left hand in hand. And I found this a very beautiful way of living and living this world.
Wow, yeah. That is really a special story to share.
Yeah. Yeah, but these and many other stories, I think everybody could come to Brașov, to this absolutely fascinating conference, Exploring Consciousness, 3 to 5 October this year in Aro Palace, Brașov.
Yes.
There is a very beautiful list of speakers, and I really invite you all to come there and find out much more about conscious love and about how not to waste anymore our time in the look of that Mr. Perfect, of Miss Perfect, but to find out the Miss Perfect within ourselves, and Mr. Perfect will only follow.
Thank you so much, Anca, for this special interview that you gave us. And we look forward to hear more of this amazing information that you are sharing. You have been so kindly sharing on TV and with us. And for our viewers,
before you say goodbye, let me thank you for having me in this beautiful list of people and in this conference, and congratulations for everything that you're doing with the Institute.
Thank you very much. And to our viewers, don't forget, the greatest journey is the one within. So let's meet in October in Brașov.